this is the Losers Podcast this week.
Exactly. This
is the Cancun Podcast. Yes. There we go.
Cancun, let's do it, bro.
Yeah.
Cancun
1, 2, 3, Cancun,
great.
bro. Cancun sucks ass, bro. Fuck
I got ice in my veins. Walk like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I fear nobody. Ain't no letting down, I won't let you down. 'Cause I got ice in my veins. I talk like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I fear nobody. I walk like a champion.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 93 of the Saratobi Sports Pod. It's me, John, a.k.a. John Julio, a.k.a. Celine DeJohn. And
John Julio, I like that.
Yeah, John Julio, 1942. Shout out Blackway. And we are in Regan Recording as always. I have my guys with me. To my right in the studio, the Deacon of Demon Time, Mr. Worldwide West himself.
Here for a long time and a good time, everybody. How's it going,
Both of
Mr. Studio? Yes, both of them. Hell yeah. Double entendre, don't even ask me how. And that's word to the man to my right, the Gabagool. How you feeling, Matt?
Feeling good. Good to be back. Good to have you guys back. I miss podcasts.
Yes.
Yes, I also miss having good audio quality.
Yes.
Fun for the TikToks.
Yeah.
And no JT this week, so filling in. I mean,
No,
he's
I'm
just.
yes.
We don't need him anyway.
Right.
Love you, JT.
Filling in for JT this week. He's basically on our podcast. He's just part of it at this point. There's no guest. He's special, but it's because he's special to us.
He's a recurring character in our series. Yes.
He's like you know how Urkel wasn't supposed to be a part of the show?
Hey,
There
After
it
the
is.
first episode,
There
it
it
just
is.
became his show.
Word to Vel Johnson
You
High
know?
School. Yes, sir. Yeah, it is. Indeed.
Yeah, it is at Reddit Mavericks, aka Ruben, joining us. Oh, okay. I thought you were about to say-
No, I'm
Yeah.
saying, como estás, güey? No, bro. Hey, bro. It's
Está bien, Ruben.
oh shit. Okay. No, no, dude. It's great to be on here, dude. Whenever I see you on the timeline, or whenever I'm gonna be on. I promote y'all guys. Hey, because I know at this point I kind of have a little bit of following, so it's just nice to be yes, talk about sports, but they also talk about anime. It's basically my two loves.
Yes.
On one podcast. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, much
it works,
appreciated.
bro.
Nah, I know you're not on Twitter. Well,
Yes.
you are on Twitter. You just don't be on Twitter.
Ah,
But
there it is.
Ruben always shouts us out, and I appreciate it because he's one of the first people that was like, yo, I like your shit because it's good, not just because we're friends.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to tell people
Yeah,
about
bro.
it. Also, I got to be on Rubens' podcast.
And that's amazing.
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
you
Look
did.
at
That was fun.
that.
after a win, thank God.
Yes, after a win, which, was our last win.
That was
But,
our last win.
All right.
It is what it is.
It's a very relatable feeling. So I understand.
So, love the segues. That goes into, this is the Cancun podcast because
Yes.
the three people here who follow sports teams.
Yes.
Now baseball season for us. So,
Yes.
yeah, I mean, we'll go first.
Of course.
Yeah, there's a lot of emotions, because we weren't supposed to be here, But at the end of the day, I'm not making excuses.
Of course.
Because we were
Of
up
course.
2-0.
Of course.
And I just want to fight, honestly. Yeah. I want to fight Donnie and Rick
And Mark.
yeah. I mean,
Bro.
What do y'all think went wrong? Let me ask y'all that.
Okay. So let me tell you, man, because I've been following this team since I was fucking 9. The
coincidentally
biggest
same.
so I'm a little older than you, but anyway, so the biggest thing with this team is that they've latched onto role players too much.
Mhm.
Shout out
A
Dan
lot.
Pierre.
Fuck damn Pierre, dude. God damn it. So for me, it's more just why we have Maxi Kleber, we have Dorian Finney-Smith, we have a bunch of guys that they're great. They're great
Good.
by themselves, but when you put them up against, and also when you put them up against other teams roster, just hey, these guys were undrafted for a reason. You know, like yes, they can get hot under Rick Carlisle. Like Rick Carlisle, like God bless him, he's a fucking saint. He's not going to say anything bad about the front office because he wants to keep a job. But, dude, like,
Go full Doc Rivers.
yeah, bro. It's just like, but it's like, bro, like you can't put the faults of this team on Rick because Rick can only do as much as he can with the roster given to him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it becomes.
He's been overachieving with what the front office has given him.
Yes,
since
like,
we won the championship.
Mm-hmm.
Like this team should not have gone to 7 games. Like it should have went to maybe 5, 6. Like, you know, like we were fucking red hot from 3 for the first 2 games. It's like, okay, like this makes sense. You know, like we took our foot off the necks in the third game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's just what it is. You know, like, yes, does the front office deserve credit for drafting Dirk and Luka? Yes, absolutely. But at the same point, like it's what you do after getting those really easy pieces. You know,
right.
like that's a no-brainer to get fucking Luka Doncic. Like that's nothing. You know, like it depends what you do after you get him.
Mm-hmm.
And aside from the Tim Hardaway trade, which I'm calling it now, that's what it is. the Tim Hardaway trade.
The Rondo trade is the Dwight Powell
Yeah,
trade.
exactly. You know, and speaking of Dwight, probably doesn't deserve that contract, but that's the story for a different day. You know, like it's just more just like what do you do? You know, you get these pieces around or get pieces around Luka. You know, you get a guy who should be a fucking basically a 7'3", you know, 3-and-D guy, but he can't do either. You know, like, or he's not willing to either. Like, it's like at some point things have to change. I'm sure, like, you know, it's just like something has to change, and it's fucking annoying, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like it's like Mark, Mark, I know you follow me on Twitter, bro. Like, you'll probably see a Twitter link to this podcast later. Like, what can you do more with this front office, dude? Like, you're the one in charge. Like, Donnie clearly isn't getting it done. Like,
doesn't seem like he wants to get it done either. Honestly, it
it's
almost
weird.
feels like when Tatis hit that grand slam when they were up and it was 3-0 and his coach his manager didn't hold him down
just
after.
To watch it, you know, like hey. But it's like for me, it's like Donnie, man. Like, you're like me as a fan, where like after I got mine, I was like, fuck everybody else, bro. Like, I was old enough to remember this championship. I don't care, you know. But you, as a GM, as a person part of the NBA community, cannot look at it like that. You know, like you have to look at it and be like, hey, like, okay, we won this one championship. How the fuck can we get the second one? You know, like, and they have been doing that. You know, which is fucking mind-boggling. You know, and it's like everybody who follows me on Twitter, shout out to you guys. Everybody following me on Twitter knows I am not like analytical. I barely do an eye test. You know, like, you know, like for me, it's more just like, hey, like, you know, it's like I'm not with those guys, but like I know when I see like a winning pedigree team, you know,
right.
And none of you guys have been it, and it's no fault. Like, I love Maxey, I love Dorian, I love all the guys on this team, but like, you can't have it like that. You know, like,
hell yeah,
your starting guy should not be a fucking undrafted dude. You know, like a bench piece, yes, sure, great, but as a starting guy, no, dude, that guy should have made noise in you know, when he was in college or overseas. Like, that guy should be like a projected like first round, second round pick. Like,
right.
You know, there's no way it should be like that.
Right.
And these have been like these. I specifically saved this for this podcast. You know, like, and I'll probably double down on my own podcast, but like, I wanted to wait to talk about it like in like live, like actually speaking about it, because like, it's like, yeah, dude, like as a fan, like, you should be mad. As an NBA like person, you should be mad. Like, you have a possibly top 5 talent, top 3 talent, like on your roster right now. Like Luka like did way more than anyone else should have on this fucking roster.
Mm-hmm.
You know, save for maybe like a LeBron or whoever. Like, but things have to fucking change. Things have to fucking grow. And like, like, yeah, I have Mark on my Twitter, but he's not gonna listen to me, dude. I'm a fucking teacher. out in Mesquite, Texas. Like, he doesn't give a fuck about what my opinions are. I'm sure. Like,
I feel like I would be a good GM.
It's just like, bro, like I don't know, dude. Like, I feel like at this point, like, I could GM better than Donnie does, which is bad because I have no like experience.
Bro, give me an accountant, and we can
like,
remake the movie Eddie, and I'll be the GM. And
yeah,
I'm
bro. Like,
at least the Western Conference Finals.
Valid.
It's like, bro, like, it's like, dude, like, it's like the Josh Richardson trade obviously did not work, which, which
I'm
is
not
whatever.
mad at that
like,
move, though, right?
No.
It was a good move when
Yeah.
you saw it. It just didn't work out. But hindsight's 2020.
Like, yeah, Seth Curry, okay, don't play defense, but plays offense, okay, cool, like, whatever. Like, that makes sense with respect, but, like, that didn't work. Not telling Rick, hey, like, do the pick and roll more with fucking Kristaps. Like, he had, like, 3 like easy dunks that last game, like just on the pick and roll. I'm like, bro, like, do that more often. Like, that would help. Like, like, I don't know, man. Like, I just feel like there's so much that needs to change, and I don't want us to become like the laughing stock of the NBA, the way that, like, the Kings have become, the way like other sports have, the way like, I don't know, bro. Like, maybe like the Chargers maybe have become like. Or like in the MLB, like the way that, I don't know, bro. Like, just like those low tier teams, like,
yeah,
I don't want, the Pirates. I
was thinking more of like the Angels in the sense that they have an MVP.
Yeah, Angels.
And
bro,
like
that,
anything.
Nah, but they got a fucking highlight reel on Ohtani.
Yeah, well, now they have Ohtani, but before Ohtani, it was just Mike Trout winning an MVP every year, just to.
And now it's Ohtani and Mike Trout, highlight reel, but nothing to.
So, all right. So then my question to you is, right? Because you kind of said it, and honestly, like, that's kind of what my perception of what the Mavericks are. They need that, like, that next level guy that's gonna help them out. Do you feel like Porzingis is that guy?
So
let me let John tap in.
John go first.
Do I think Porzingis can be that guy?
No. That's not what I asked.
No. Is
that guy? Is that guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is he that guy? I think he was that guy. Do I think he is currently? No, he's not. And the thing that sucks is most of our roster has lost even more trade value. If we traded Maxey last year, great value. It feels like Gary Sanchez to the shit, honestly. Mm-hmm. Now, lost so much value. If we traded Dwight before he got his Achilles, or like everything, like it's really frustrating. And now Porzingis completely lost all his value, and a large part of it is it's game planning, because there's no reason why, like, Porzingis was not a pick and pop player in New York. He did not get an all-star bid just being a pick and pop player. And I understand it's about sharing the ball. And Jalen Rose made some good points where he was like, after all these comments come out of Porzingis saying he felt more like a role player than a co-star. Well, he was playing like a role player, so part of the reason is he was playing like shit. So if you're not playing like a star,
right,
you're not going to get it.
Right.
But the other thing is maybe Porzingis, he was like, he doesn't think Porzingis could handle being the second best player on the team. And that I could see being true, right? But part of the thing is you can't walk around like that if you're not showing it. You got to cook and be like, no, like, come out here and cook and show why, right? I absolutely don't think he's that second person. And honestly, after this thing, the only person I give credit to who I really felt bust their ass this series, who's not Luka Doncic, is Dorian Finney-Smith. And I know the undrafted thing, and I completely get that, but you can't go into a game 7, right? I think only 2 people on the Mavs. No, I'm pretty sure it was 1 person on the Mavs had a positive plus minus in game 7, and it was Dorian Finney-Smith. Luka didn't have one because he had to do everything else, so his numbers weren't going to look like it, and he had to create everything. That's fine. But when you have someone who's putting up about 40 points and to not give that support. To me, it just shows the biggest difference in those role players because look at the Jazz. Donovan had 45. Everyone, all of the starting five, positive plus minus.
Right.
And it just goes into like the Trae Young comparison is always going to come.
Mm-hmm.
And Atlanta made it out of the first round against a good New York team. Why? Atlanta committed to building around their young star.
Mm-hmm.
Off rip. I personally didn't like the move because I thought they were rushing it too quickly. But when they got Bogdan, changed everything. I didn't like the Kyle trade.
That changed fucking everything for that.
All we do is talk about it, and now you have Donnie coming out here and basically going, Luka should have did more. Like, that's not a good look. He should have did more. He should have. Right. Someone tweeted it, and I don't remember if it was Bibbs or what.
Dirk or somebody.
And it was, I feel like it was either Bibbs or Squish, and they were like, they really put out. They gave Luka checkers and told him to go play chess.
Basically,
that was Bibbs. Yeah, that was Bibbs.
Like the one thing that I will. So my whole problem with Donnie, I think, is he's kind of living in the past in terms of how he won the championship in 2011.
And they never even helped Dirk.
Yeah, and if you think about it, and you look at the role players on that team. Now, I'm not saying they're bad role players, but it was Dirk, and it was everybody else. You want to talk about playing chess with having checkers? That was Dirk, and he was beating niggas like all over the ground in all four of those playoff series. And I don't feel like it's fair to ask Luka to do the same thing at 22 years old.
Yeah, and look how long it took Dirk.
Yeah, and
we weren't even supposed to be there. Like,
exactly.
That's the thing. Dirk has, out of every person who's, won a chip, he's played with, the least amount of fucking all-star teammates. Man never has played with all-star teammates.
Yeah, well, I mean, you think about it, that year, he was the only all-star on this team.
He's usually the only all-star.
Well, that's
the only other times he had was Steve Nash and Josh Howard.
Yeah.
Because Devin Harris was not a Mavs when he had his all-star bid.
Yeah. No, exactly.
So it's consistently, that's not a recipe for success, especially in today's NBA. It's not going to happen. And we're getting, we lost to the Clippers because they have good role players.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, Kawhi flipped the switch. The only reason why Kawhi flipping the switch was change the game was because Reggie Jackson kept them in the game.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
It's staring us in the face, just like the fucking, in a smaller scale, just like the rebrand. It's been staring us in the face for years, and we're just we'll get to it.
Yeah,
we have a superstar. We'll figure everything else. He'll do it on his own.
I understand,
and that's how motherfuckers leave.
Yeah, but the good thing is that Luka is still young, and I think Luka wants to be part of the Mavericks organization. I think I think that's what's keeping it there. I think because y'all are a good organization, aside from the fact that maybe y'all haven't put the best talent around him, but he's young. Mm-hmm. He's young. I don't think, it's not like he's 26. He's been out the first round 3-4 times.
I'm worried about the second Supermax.
But, we'll see. I mean,
the second Supermax, when you got to worry about it.
Yeah,
but
when it's unrestricted free agency.
Yeah.
Because I just don't get it.
It's tough.
You can't he's not just going to drag us along all the time. And it shows because no one person can. LeBron did it. He brought him to the finals and got smoked.
Yep.
Even LeBron, who's arguably the greatest player of all time, couldn't do it on his own. We thought Porzingis was going to be that guy. It didn't work out.
Hasn't worked out.
Hasn't. Is there still potential to?
Definitely still potential.
We need a lot of change to happen. Yeah. We need to have a better supporting cast. We need to have, honestly, a different coach. I don't think Rick Carlisle's a bad coach. I honestly just think it's time for a change of scenery. And I know a lot of people were on Twitter about this. About who you want gone and who do you think should be hired and all that stuff. And you said Jamal, and I like that.
I
like that a lot.
Yeah. So if I were so take in the unprecedented, just Rick leaving, I think Jamal Mosley would be the guy, because you saw how much okay, so first of all, this league as of right now is more oriented to to coach being friends with the team more or less, right? Everybody saw that interaction with Donovan Mitchell and Quinn Snyder of them just shaking hands and okay, this is what you got to do. Like I said, you would never see Rick Carlisle doing that. It's those interactions. It's and it's when that one game where I think like Rick like got kicked out, like we got thrown out with like the first 2 minutes or whatever, like
Yeah.
Jon Mylz took over, like won the game, so it technically becomes his game to win. His first coaching win, and the entire fucking team was like, "Holy shit, that's fucking awesome!" Like, let's fucking throw water on you, for like 30 seconds. It's like, that's great, you saw how happy those guys were for Jamal Mosley, Coach Mosley, and I think at this point, like the way this league is going, like it has to be guys who can be friends with the team, who have been in the trenches, who like know how to communicate with this team, and clearly Coach Mosley knows how to do that, and I know him and our last assistant coach, Steven Silas had the same thing, where it's like, hey, like they both had opportunities to go to different places, Steven Silas took the Houston Rockets job. I'm sure Coach Mosley is gonna get interviewed,
Rick is not a young star coach.
Yeah, but if he goes, it's like, oh shit, like, hey, like,
Yeah.
I'd much rather him stay here.
Agreed.
But like whatever it takes for Coach Mosley to get like his props, like, okay, like go somewhere else, I will respect that, because like for me, like no matter what, if it's a team or a player or a coach, like my ultimate goal is like, hey, like go get fucking paid, dude. Like this is it, like like go get fucking paid. Right. If Coach Mosley gets paid somewhere else, okay, cool, man. Like whatever,
I think we're transitioning out of the period of the NBA where we have a lot of coaches that have played, like, because Rick Carlisle, he obviously played for the Celtics and a couple other teams in his career, but he played a long time ago. Like he played in the end of the Celtics, beginning of Jordan era, and he's been coaching the Mavericks since y'all could tell me better than I would say.
13 years now,
right?
2007, yeah,
right. So I think now with the way the league is going, even though Lloyd Pierce got hired and then fired, you seeing now a lot of players that used to play in the league, but particularly African American ones, which I'm fully in support of, that are starting to play. I mean, to coach these teams, because I just think that the players just flat out respect them more. And one, like, that's one. And two, you're gonna take more advice from somebody that's played in an era more recent than you than I feel like in an older era. All respect to Rick Carlisle, because he got a ring. He's one of the few good coaches that's left in the NBA. However, I think we all can agree that coaching isn't really what has won or what will win you a championship, rather than superstars, if you put it up against one another. So I think y'all both really hit it on the head. I think that's just what the Mavericks is missing, is just a reliable number two.
I think it's exactly, and I think that goes into the GM. Yeah. I think it's way more Donnie than it is on Rick.
Yeah,
it's
indeed.
Way more on the front office and what we do from there.
But you already know before the front office goes, the first person that goes. And I'm not saying Rick's gonna get fired. I don't think Rick Carlisle should get fired. But you even said it. You even said it. A change of scenery, and you said it too, Ruben. So
because it's like my thing is Rick has always adapted to personnel. Great.
Yeah.
Right. But it's how are you going to adapt to the changing NBA?
Indeed.
Not in a, and it's not in a term of X's and O's, because he can game plan. We had the most efficient offense in history last year. I'm not worried about that. It's more about how you balance everything else. Because honestly, I think one of the things that to get the most out of someone like Porzingis, he needs to be coached hard. That's really what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, especially now that the expectations are there.
Yeah. Like I feel like Luke is easy to coach. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Luke can just go out and have fun.
Yeah, but I mean, we even saw it in I think it was in game 6. Mm-hmm. There was a timeout in the fourth quarter. I want to say it was 7-17, and everyone was like, "This is weird," because Luke was getting pissed off. He's like, "No, like don't do it. Call the timeout." That killed all our momentum. We lost the game.
Right.
Like that's a big thing, and there has been there's been. I'm not gonna say they butt heads, but there's been times where like Luke has been like, "Yo, what are you doing right now? Like, what is this sub? What is
Indeed.
That's it from us this week, guys. Thank you guys for listening and watching. Go make sure to follow us at Saratobi Sports on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Listen, that TikTok is still going up. We're close to 40K.
I'm just
Bro,
saying.
so I saw shit and I was like, fuck, I'm on this. I was like, shit.
Yeah, we're close to 40K. We got another one that's close to 1,000. So it's like,
Wow.
hey,
Wow.
I appreciate
bro.
you guys. Yeah, I
Yes.
appreciate you guys, man. I'm hoping we could keep getting that thing going. If any of you are actually listening from TikTok, awesome. And yeah, you guys can also follow me on Twitter at Offended Narwhal.
As for my tag, y'all can follow me on the gram, worldwidewest_11. All of that good stuff. Make sure y'all staying safe. You know, shit basically open now. So, you know, yeah, fuck it. Wear a mask. Don't. I mean, but wear a mask. Sure.
Ruben?
Yeah, Black Lives
So
Matter.
I will
Hell
say,
yeah.
I'm gonna put a. So you can find me at Reddit Mavericks on Twitter. So if you're fucking listening, and you listen to this and you see that, hey, like I know that you're fucking listening to this podcast because
We know you're
this podcast, like,
It's for your
yes,
friends.
they talk about sports, which is fucking great. Like, there's a lot of podcasts talk about sports. I love the way that these three guys do it. It's almost like a Zamero, but for sports, which is great. But the fact that they add on anime is like an added bonus to me. Like, even if I didn't have the Twitter account that I do have under Reddit Mavericks, like, I would listen to these guys every fucking week, man. Like, this is like,
Hell yeah.
this
Oh,
is
much
one of the
appreciated,
podcasts.
man.
Thank you, bro.
I listen to maybe like 6 podcasts in general, bro. Like, and this is like the one podcast that I have. I listen to virtually no sports podcasts, and this is the one that I have on every week.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
So
Thanks, bro.
if you-
High praise. High
so
praise.
Very happy.
so if you fuck with me, if you fuck with my podcast, you should fuck with these guys. Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
So,
I'll take it.
thank you. And also check out his podcast, even though I don't know how you guys are going to do it with the season being over at Hoops.
Ow.
Pheasants.
you know,
Take a
we'll
break.
think of stuff to do.
Yeah, season 2 when next season starts. I'm
yeah,
sure.
we'll see.
All right, that's it for us. Thank you guys again. We will catch y'all next week.
I got ice in my veins. Walk like a champion, champion, champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I fear nobody. Ain't no letting down, I won't let you down. 'Cause I got ice in my veins. I talk like a champion, like a champion.